Good morning. So, we're doing another. Yeah, we do have time to work this afternoon, but you know, last one was kind of fun. I do want to play some more Raiders. I was gonna play last night, but man, I was tired. I just slept maybe 9 hours last night, which much needed. Problem is when I sleep early, I end up sleeping. I don't know if anyone has this problem. I go to bed or did my normal. One of those people. If I wake up like around 10. Oh, I need like 2, 3 hours before I normally would wake up. I'm fucking up for me to go. Only it's like catch 22 with sleeping early for me is if I wake up, which I did around 3 o'clock in the morning. It took me about like another 15, 20 minutes to wake up. So all right. So yesterday was the split was back. Typically my split is we would do what we're gonna do today and then what we did yesterday. And, people over the house. Yeah, yeah. My workouts just. Oh, we're doing what I normally start the week off at. And, if you guys are curious about my split is pretty simple. It is back and leg, I mean, chest and legs. And then the following day is back, shoulders. That's my split. And I do that with one rest day. Eat that. Technically, I work out like in times a week, but my split changes day a week. Sometimes I'm not training on certain days and no set real rest day. But the problem with doing things like that without any order like that is sometimes you're gonna have to take 2 days off because something gets in the way. Or have to put a rest day in between, which is not the most efficient, but I would say I'm pretty close to like 80% accurate on it, you know? 15 degrees Celsius in the garage right now, so too crazy hot and cold. Mm, what we did just there was a tricep extension, and I'll get more into it in the next set. Like to use the this light-ish overhead tricep extension to warm up my triceps. We do any bench. It is, in my opinion, this is my opinion, being an old guy who worked out for pretty much his entire more. I've worked out more for longer than I've been alive. I mean, for more than half the time I've been alive, way more. So a couple things that I've learned in my age is warming up with movement really elongate your muscles. Like the overhead tricep extension, hunched over. These are like key to opening up, just stretching your muscles, getting blood flow to them. Just get ready for a workout where you're less likely to pull something, get straight, and be able to really push when it comes to that. hypertrophy portion. It's basically like a good stretch. So these tricep extensions are pretty simple to do. What you want to do is where the ropes are going to come down. All you're going to do is just hip hinge, bring your head and torso to the floor. Allow your arms to kind of like relax and go behind your head. Let them kind of get to where they want to be. And you're going to be really stretching out your lats, so it's going to be pretty tight area. And all you want to do is brace here and then extend arms. And without really moving the elbows down, but just extending your hands forward like that. And the reason why I like to do it, tricep extensions like that, is the main reason is because it's, from what I can tell, it's the best way to stretch out your triceps. Like when you're back here, and then right here and right here are probably really long positions for the tricep, or it appears to me. And what it's good for is for people that like, have been benching for a long time, doing tricep extensions. We tend to do like shorter range motions, especially if you're doing overhead like push downs like normal. It's a little bit shorter range. So when you're going up and overhead, that range is a lot longer. But if you're consistently doing that shorter range version, or you've done it a time, then you go overhead, people start getting shoulder issues, people start getting elbow issues, things like that. And that's just because that tricep muscle is much shorter, but bigger than it normally would. So I found out that doing overhead extensions, because that is an overhead extension, except we're doing it in a horizontal plane like that, helps me stretch out this tricep up more, which minimizes, the tennis elbow, or technically it's golf elbow that people get. And I use that not only as a strength, and use it as a warm up. And another thing is too the chest flies. All right, so one thing about the chest flies I do on the bench is I put a slight incline on it. I feel like with more of an incline fly, you get a little bit more of that pec minor into the stretch, and it is harder. You won't be able to do a lot of weight. Honestly, in a movement like this, less is more. And with chest fly, to open up your chest, just kind of quote unquote stretch it out, you really want to keep your arms as extended as possible. And I'll show you what that means. Because most people will do flies like this with arms bent. You want to be all the way out. Like, also, I like to rotate my pinkies towards the ceiling or above my head. And from here, I can get a really deep stretch down here, coming all the way up to the top. You don't have to go all the way up here because the traps stop kind of working up here. But it traps your chest kind of here. You can squeeze, but this really does nothing for me right there. On here, so right here is where everything's at. You want to just go slow, deep stretch, slow, deep stretch. these are just like new methodologies I've adopted in the last about year and a half because of injuries, not necessarily injuries, but nagging pains I've had for a long time because I have been working out for a long time. You just get these pains, so I had to really adjust the way I train so that I can train more. And the whole methodology, the whole thing is basically about I learned from my understanding and from what I learned from the information I got on the internet, the number one way to stretch a muscle is under load. Is under load. So I took that idea and I try to figure out what movement puts the my issue muscles, which is a lot of my quads, my triceps, my chest, and my teres minor, which is the muscle underneath your armpit, which puts them under the most load for in the longest stretch, and how do I put them into a load? And that's why I warm up with these exact same movements like I did yesterday. If you saw yesterday's video, I did single arm pull downs and Lou raises. Those are and today we're doing overhead extensions in a probably with like hip hinging position, and then the chest flies like we do, because I found out those were like these were the four movements that really help my most troubled areas get the biggest stretch, and then I'm able to add load to it, and it's a very light load. It's not crazy. So open the door, feeling gassy, and I came. Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys commenting because it means a lot for the stream in general. So yeah, so I'm gonna show this one again because I think this is one of my favorite overhead extension movements because this one has helped my triceps a lot, and it's kind of difficult to do in a way because it's kind of have to feel it rather than if even if you see it, you might not be able to feel it when you do the workout. So you're just gonna grab your ropes. You're gonna be on a pulley, and what you really want to do is from here you want to push your arms, your head through your arms right there, and really feel a stretch in your. You'll feel it into your lats, so the muscles underneath your armpits. You'll really feel it there, and once you feel that stretch, you want to kind of push that stretch a little bit, and then from here, without moving your elbows up or down like that, you just want to extend the arms. That's it. You want to keep your arms close to your head. You just want to extend your arms. This is all you're doing. I kind of want to get a little closer to your weight so my hands go further behind my head a little bit because you got to feel it because I'm not feeling that deep stretch. So I'm adjusting so I can feel that stretch. And then I'm just extending my arms. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I try to aim to get above 12. That's it. It's a very hard way to do overhead extension. You're not gonna feel very strong doing it this way. You gotta remember that's not the point. That's not the point to get. It's just about getting those muscles working a lot better, a lot better. So, though that's my key. Two warm ups for my chest day, and I think everyone should at least give it a shot. It's good. If anything, just a good stretching tool. Just really allows you to open up those areas so that you can really push when you start actually training. I'm not saying like this is easy. Like this is 15 pounds, and this is not easy. But being doing flies with your arms fully extended is not easy. So especially this early and like 50, I think it's like 58 degrees in the garage right now. This is a really good way to warm up. Really deep stretch. People that have shoulder issues, if you have wrist issues too, like let's say you can't do push ups, these stretches or these movements are going to be really good for you. And I actually learned about stretching under load from RP Strength. I don't know if you guys follow that YouTube channel. And I took what he said, did my little Googling, and from what he said, that was what the, what you call it, that was the consensus that tension under load is key. What's up, Taylor? Yeah, man, 15 pounds for a chest fly is not a lot, man. What happens when you get old? You get old and you've been working out for 22 years, you have to you have to adapt, or you stop working out and you get fat, and then you get fat, and then you get a dad bod, and then you get diabetes, and then you get your potential for heart disease, and cancer goes up, dementia. So, you gotta do flies and push downs with 35 pounds. So be it. As long as you stay jacked, man. Who gives a fuck? Don't be no fucking dad bod. Don't be no bitch boy. Stay jacked your whole life till they bury you. Be buried jacked. That's my new motto. I'm trying to be buried jacked. That means 15-pound flies. So fucking be it, baby. Let's go. It's 6 a.m. We're working out 6 a.m. It's Sunday morning. It's the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day. This is how we pray. So this is a sleeper fucking movement, you guys. I mean, once the world figures out about this one, especially for the OG bodybuilders, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Because this not only gets you a really good pump on the main head of your tricep, but on the long head, which is kind of hard. The only other movement that you can really get that long head action on your tricep is pullovers. That's the other movement that really helps with a long head of your triceps. So it does both of that. So can't do crazy load on it, but again, we're not trying to do it. What set am I on? I think we're ready to start doing some bench press. Okay. So another tip is the incline on the bench press. I used to do like what most people normally would do, which is just maybe like the second notch up. But I found out from just like testing for me, and remember I'm 5'6". I'm not a big motherfucker. The slightest incline possible was the best I could get for chest activation, and so that's what I do now. And then I actually will do incline first, and then I go into flat bench. My chest and leg workout is probably the quickest workout I do because it really is only two sets, two types of bench press. I don't do any more tricep extensions because I already did it. And that's basically it. We do have to make up some rear flies, and then we're also going to do our legs. And my legs is pretty simple. I don't really back squat anymore. I'll show you guys. When I do bench press, elbows back tight, and they're pressed straight out. And I'm just going to go slow on the way down, press straight out, on the way down, all the way to my chest. Actually, even further past my chest. Right here. And this is 35 pounds. And all we can do is Click on the way up, control on the way down, or just focus on the eccentric portion, really slowly loading that muscle. You want to do this for overall, gonna get you the biggest muscles the fast. Notice that we're going very low. We're going deep past our chest with the dumbbells. And a lot of you are probably gonna have an issue getting that low with the dumbbells, and that's why we did the chest flies first. So that's the key importance to doing the chest flies first. Is it's gonna allow you to get deeper in that bench press, and you want that deepness in the bench press so that um, you can train more muscle. So like we said yesterday, if you're here for yesterday's stream, like the length of the movement will help dictate your elasticity and the overall size of your muscle in its full length. Obviously, if you do shorter length, you can grow that, whatever that length is, a little bit quicker, but then you sacrifice the length of your muscle, meaning you won't be able to extend out as a normal person would because of your training modality. There's nothing wrong with either, but if for someone like me, who has joint pain because of the years of training, I have to go for the new modality where I focus more on lengthening the muscles than I do overall pumping the muscles. You still can get both, but one's obviously better for one or the other. So keep that in mind. My leg workout was pretty friggin' simple. So it's pretty much new one of my design. I used to be heavy into back squat. I used to squat pretty much 3 times a week, like 2 heavy days and one light day. Quite a lot. I still think squatting is important. I actually have 2 torn meniscus in both knees. My left one's worse than my right one. I used to do sissy squats, which was fine, but I noticed that sissy squats caused me more joint pain in the long run, even though I tried different ways to do it, things like that. And it wasn't the sissy squats in general, it was the 60 squats combined with what I was doing or normal squats, which was causing me the most issues. So I ditched the sissy squats and I just do this. So I don't know what to call these. These are basically lunges, um, except it's lunges on an elevated surface. So what I'm doing is I'm standing on this platform I built, an elevated heel that I built. And what I'm doing is I'm dropping into what you could call a reverse lunge. But the main thing is my whole weight of my body is going onto the foot that is on the plate. Let me drop the camera so you guys can see a little bit better. Like you see this right here? Is that elevated? It's 2x4, an edge, and a board on top. And then I have that same one, the same wedge I had yesterday, because I don't like to wear weightlifting shoes. So I could work out in my slides and still have the benefits of a weightlifting shoe. Yes, I could use a plate. It'd be a little bit harder to use that one on here. This is a lot more comfortable. So this is the movement in a nutshell. So it's basically a single-legged pistol or a pistol squat or a single-legged squat or a lunge, whatever you want to call it. But all my weight's on this front foot, and I'm going to sit on this front foot completely. Notice when I'm sitting on this front foot, my hip, and you can't really see it from this angle, but my hip is below my knee. All right, my knee's tracking over my toes, outward, not inward, because if your knee's tracking inward over your toes, that's a good way to fuck up your knee. And then from here, all my weight, all my power is coming from this leg, this right leg that's on my knees on the ground. It's completely there just to stabilize me. And then I'm going to stand up. So what you're going to do when you do that, it's simulating a full depth squat with just one leg. Right? You could do that with a pistol, but with a pistol, you have to have compromises because of the way your balance is. With this, you can balance off the right leg. So that means you can allow the knee to push forward and out and keep your hip in line. So it looks just a lot like this. And you're just sitting in this bottom position. And just like we did before, we're going to kind of slow our way down to the bottom and then back to the top. I promise you, if you're trying to grow your overall leg strength, if you have an imbalance in your squat, which most people do, some people I remember I was a coach for, how long was I coach for? I was a CrossFit coach for 10 years. I was coach for about almost 50, oh, fuck. I've been almost doing this shit for almost 2 decades. I started coaching when I was 22, 23. Most people have a hip shift. It's an imbalance. And I'll tell you this right now, those imbalances don't really fuck shit up until about, I don't really fuck shit up until about like 10, 15 years later. Then you're like, oh, my hip, oh, my knee, my left knee or my right knee, or the worst is one side of your back will get tighter. And it's usually the side that's the least dominant. Because when you're squatting, you'll see this thing. If you ever watch someone squat in the gym, don't do it creepily, but you'll see this quick shift as they squat. Usually the side that they shift away from is the side that's going to start hurting the quickest. Lower back. Yeah, I kind of, it's a sad truth, but it is what it is. People have dominance, people have preference, people have injuries. And when you have injuries, you have to favor certain things. And when that happens, you get imbalances. Kind of not, and it's your fault at the same time. So here we are here. And notice a better angle, knees tracking over the toes. My hip is below my knee. A lot of people think that this is a bad squatting position with your knees over your toes. If you watch Olympic weightlifters, you watch them, probably if you have a love for it, it's like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. These people, the way they put weight overhead. But I digress. They all squat like this. Knees over the toes, hip below the knee. This is one of the strongest. If you ever see people in the third world countries, they can sit in these bottom positions longer. They don't have the imbalances that we do because we have chairs. This is like the most efficient way to grow leg strength and overall. Like one thing since I've been doing this is I've noticed that my ability to jump, I wouldn't say is higher, but it's easier. Like I feel like my legs just know what to do a little bit better than before, which is a weird thing to express. But I think it's because my imbalances are much better now. And I'm actually working with I still got to write out her program. Another coach at a CrossFit gym. I was working with her before I left. And we're trying to get her squat back right. And she's not no small, weak girl, man. Her best back squat's 255 at 145 pounds. That's better than most men. Yeah. Well, that's the leg. That's it. We got incline press. We got more of those. We're gonna do body weight for the first 2 sets. Then we're gonna add some kettlebells, and then we're just gonna finish off with bench press. I'm gonna try to move through this a little quicker than I did yesterday, just so we can get some gooping done before my son wakes up. Get started with our day. This is a really quick workout. We're at 55 pounds now. Have it slowing the way down. 2 seconds. You drop your weights at the gym, you're a little bitch. I mean, just dumbbells, I mean. You drop dumbbells at the gym, you might be a little bitch. This is a big black guy. His name is Chauncey. He passed away, fortunately. I made him Bally's Total Fitness, and I remember I dropped the 90s in front of him. That was even 90s. It was like 80s or something. It wasn't 90s. And he came up to me real quick with a freaking authority, and he's probably like 6'3", big old black dude. He had the Mike Tyson voice too, which probably was scarier because I know who Mike Tyson is. But he came up to me and he was like, "Not my house, not my house. You pick them, you catch them bitches, and you put them back." And the reason why he did it, and now I start doing it when I was at a gym, you bend the dumbbells. You throw them enough times, they start to bend. And I don't know if you've ever benched with bent dumbbells because, you know, I'm not there anymore, but back in my early 20s, I was in the hundreds, 120s. You know, that's where I was benching at. I was in the bitch boy weights. I was in the big boy weights. Um, Now I'm in the bitch boy weights. I don't think I go more than 90 pounds now on my chest. What did I digress? Yeah, so I never dropped my weights. Ever since then, I was like 18 years old or something, like 18, 19. I never dropped my weights anymore. What's up? Yeah, man. Manka? Briggs? Ever sniff farts and you like it? Not particularly. I can't think of a moment that comes to mind. I'm sure you have. The question is, do you mean your own or other people's? And I think your answer to that will dictate how fucking weird you are. Uh, okay, so back to what we were doing. I'm gonna aim for 12 of these, really focusing on just getting slow in this position. Beautiful thing about this too, it's I need a lot of weight to do this because it basically is a full body weight squat on one leg. Great farts matter. Um, Being able to fart matters. We'll just say that. I don't know about great farts matter. GFM. GFM. Whew. Two here. We're probably gonna do 4 to 5 sets here. This is our warm up and our exercise all in one. Fortunately, we can't do that for our. Do 2 separate workouts just to get ready to do our chest. Good news is we're warming up. Cool, cool. I know. I can just leave the camera, not move it. I should have hooked up my 360 camera to do this. Maybe we'll put it over. Keep it over here. About all the camera movement. Would it be better just to face it this way? I think the lighting would be better. Oh, we'll just save it for the next time. So we're gonna move up to 75s on incline. I'm not feeling too cheeky to do the 90s today. Believe it or not, I got these 75s, 90s, and 100-pound dumbbells for, I think, with shipping, $600. Oh, that's a steal. That's a steal. I guarantee I'm like one. Most people don't have dumbbells this heavy in their home gyms. I think we'll be able to do 90s today. Feels pretty light. I'm working my way up like to the hundreds. Working my way back to the 100. I'll probably be there by end of February, April. You're here for yesterday's stream. I did a whole year where I didn't really push my body to the extreme just to stay in shape, kind of to test a lot of these new modalities I came up with, see if who they were all just bullshit or were they really helping. And my range of motion is better, and my joint pain is very minimal compared to what it used to be. So overall, it's been working really, really well. So this is 0.5 kilos. These are one of those On It ones. My boy gave this to me. I don't know, there's the monkeys on them. So we rack it. One kettlebell for on the side that we're squatting on for balance. We could put it out here, probably work more core strength, but it's not what I want. I just want to beat the fuck out of this one leg. Our goal is going to be 10 to 12. And notice that we're supersetting. We're going from our chest basically straight to our legs, getting out of breath a little bit. Remember, being able to get in this bottom position is everything. And here, where the love is, that's where the gains are. Try and get big quads, big legs. This bottom position is where you just develop the most glutes. And the top here, the finish, is where you get all your quads. So I stopped doing the sissy squats. This is live, and let's go one more. Because it was asking a little bit more out of my knees than they can handle. Like I said, I had torn meniscus in both knees. I've never had surgery get done yet for. I'm trying to save them for as long as I can. And even though the sissy squats really helped in my quad length, the lengthening of my quads, and it felt good, they were taking away from my knees a check I couldn't cash anymore. So I just do these ones now because they only push my knees to the maximum that I would ever use them as long as I kept my heels flat on the ground. If I squat with my heels off the ground, like you see most people squat, just in normal, that's pushing my knees further than where I'd like to go. So like, I'll demonstrate that real quick. So take off my sides. So if you're squatting like this, with your heels off the ground, I don't know if you guys see that. My heels are off the ground. I'm pushing my knees further than they would naturally go versus like squatting with my heels flat on the ground like that. Like your knees, it's all like a rate limiter for your knee, which is when you have knee injuries already, having limits is going to help out a lot. Or go to hell. Well, here's the thing about that, you know? Jesus already said everybody gets to go to heaven. That's a fact. Actually, no. He says that, and I believe what he says is, um, quote me if I'm wrong. I'm just paraphrasing. The only good goes to heaven, and the only good is God, which implies we all go to hell. But with God's grace, we don't. Remember, I'm agnostic. I'm the closest thing you get to a Christian who doesn't believe in God. I love to study the Bible. I think it's a good tool. It's very interesting to me as of right now in my life. And I think it's a good tool overall for just general morality. I always believe the Bible is a cheat code for moral behavior. Bible culture, cheat code for moral behavior. And the other reason people can have moral behavior is a lack of scarcity. And what I mean to say when I say that is you can only be moral person if you're not scarce in resources, including food, water, shelter, emotional availability. The cheat code is a good cultural background and religion. You are in scarce. That's why you get those religious people who have nothing and willing to give everything to others. I find it super interesting. I'm super cottonmouth. All right, we're gonna do 2 more sets of the incline. We're doing 5 sets on the incline, and more than likely, we're only gonna do a 3 to 4 on the flat bench. Because at that point, your body's all been pretty much spent. It's gonna be really hard to get a really effective workout. Notice that those kettlebell squats right there take a lot out of your gas tank. How long have you been working out? 22 years. I played basketball. I wasn't very good. I'm the one of the least athletic people you'll ever meet. I made up my entire sports career was made up from me just outworking everybody. Other than that, I got 2 left feet. But if you got 2 left feet and you're just fucking hungry, then you can make up quite a bit. But that's the extent of my high school. I played some flag football out of high school. I didn't play football in high school, mainly because I went to a high school where our football team the basketball team was where you wanted to be. Let's just say that. It's too early for this shit. 90s. It's too early. It's too early. Baby. Get it. What? 6, 7, 8. We're going to 8. I got a little lower on that left one. A little heavy. Back in December, I wasn't even lifting the 75s in December. Just sticking to 755. I've just been going back up and weighing these last 30 days. I wish I had like a 85 pounder. But I think 55, 75 is a good jump. Like a doable jump for me. 85 to 95 would probably be ideal because that's not a huge jump for me. And then a 110 dumbbell because 95 on 100 is basically the same fucking weight. I mean, so I I definitely kind of wish I changed some different weights. They only had 100 pounds though. I should have been a wrestler. No, no offense. Wrestling was gay to me. I had a lot of friends who wrestled in high school, a lot of Vietnamese folk, and I was just like, well, first of all, they all had to cut. I had to lose a lot of weight. I wasn't about that. I was pretty husky the first half of my high school career, and then I started once I hit kind of hit that puberty rung, then I started getting a lot bigger, a lot leaner. But by then, all my wrestling buddies, it just wasn't for me, man. Like I look at it and it doesn't look fun. It doesn't look fun. So it's not even that it's gay. That was me saying it in an ignorant way. It just didn't look fun to me. Period. Just didn't look fun. Oh, I haven't gotten more than this half kilo for this movement, just because I like to keep it above 10 reps. I keep the thing down on this one though, because your boy's out of breath. Or 10 on that one. Almost there. Yeah. One more of these, one more incline, and then finish off with some flat bench, and we're done. We're done, baby. I think we'll just do the 75s for the flat bench. Ain't no way those 90s are going up. They're fucking heavy. Remember, one thing you can learn from me is never lift out of ego, man. That shit get you hurt real fast, and the quickest way to lose gains is to be hurt. I promise you that. Ego lifting will only lead to no gains, hurt joints, torn pecs and triceps. Where that shit will take you. I think that was 12. That takes a lot out of you. That takes a lot out of you. Especially because the set is twice as long, because you're doing two, two separate sets of a movement. It's super inefficient, but it's super beneficial. I will choose this movement over a squat any day. It's the most beneficial way to squat. In the door. Yep, man, wrestling's a tough sport. Cutting weight is tough. Now, for me, cutting weight is not tough, but I would compete at 165, man. There would be some really tall guys at 165. I like it's crazy. Weight class in height, especially in high school, dude. There was some really tall guys competing in low classes, low weights. All right, this is gonna be our last one on the incline for 90s. So I'm gonna show you guys a breathing method I learned. Um, so a double breath method. So you take two breaths
one big one, and right before that, you tap out your lungs. You take another small, deep one in. You kind of want to hold it a little bit longer than that. And what it does is it helps relax your breathing, kind of calms your mind. So I'll actually even do it when I play video games. When I know that my heart rate's going up and I'm kind of panicking a little bit, I'll do a double breath method. And what that does, it kind of just like, I think the SEALs, maybe SEALs do it too. I think that's kind of where I got it from. They do the box breathing, but I think some guy who kind of taught them to do that did this double breath method with some bunch of CrossFitters. And it helps a lot. Like I do it when I'm starting to cramp in workouts, usually cramp right here after like stupid long run wall ball workouts. And then you start cramping, and then you're just like, oh, we gotta do abs today too. Fuck. We'll do some toast to bar after this, and then we'll do some plank. Oh man, that fucking was a bad game, dude. But I'm indifferent about sports now. If they don't entertain me, then who gives a fuck? That's the thing about sports, man. They're there for your entertainment, dude. And they don't entertain you, fuck them. So like this hat, my favorite hat, my oldest hat. That's a mental value. Oh yeah, fucks, man. They're garbage, man. Always like that, man. They've been like that for since fuck. I've been upset about the Niners. Well, not anymore, but since that fucking wrong with Kaepernick, man. And lost to the fucking Ravens, man. Sucked. Then I just was like, I gotta stop because that shit bugged me for a while. So I quit football for a while. But quitting is not the answer. The answer is to change your relationship with the sport. Because it's gonna be around you. Your friends are all gonna be fans. I think we're gonna get 7. That's it. I got it. I gotta find a better spot for these 90s. I'm over here putting in this tight ass corner. Yeah, you gotta change your relationship with the bad habit. That's the key. That's the key to any bad habit. Whether it be food, person, video games, to change your relationship. If you I'm a firm believer if you understand what you get out of the relationship, i.e., sports entertainment, they're not entertaining you. That should be the end of the relationship, right? That's it. Anyone that will tell you, oh, you're not a real fan, then is a fucking faggot. If you ask me, I'm probably gonna get fucking banned for saying that. That's some bitch shit, kid. Oh, you're not a real fan because you're ride or die. They're there to entertain you. They're there to entertain you. That's their sole purpose in existence. Super gay. So I always hated the Niner faithful shit. I was like, what do you mean? If they're garbage, they're garbage. You don't have to be faithful. If your life partner is garbage, I don't mind you not being faithful to them. Sad thing is probably more people are more they probably love they'll probably more likely to cheat on their significant other than their sports team. I'm just ranting. Um, yeah, change your relationship with it. You know, if you have an addiction of any kind, like doom scrolling, I think we all had that addiction or still facing it. For me, for the most part, I've been able to kick it because I understood that my relationship with doom scrolling is just dopamine. I'm looking for that hit. And now when I doom scroll, I make a conscious effort to think about, okay, how much dopamine do I need? And when am I done? About 20 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, that's it. And I set those limits for myself because I understand the relationship. If you just put limits because it's bad for you, like, oh, I'm going to do it for 10 minutes because it's bad for me, then like that's a that's you're building two bad relationships on top of that. I, now you're confining yourself, which no one likes to be, and then you're putting a bad label on it, which no one likes to be doing things that have bad labels. So there's double negative it. So for me, the trick is change your relationship. It's dopamine. How much dopamine do I need? 20 minutes? All right, 20 minutes of dopamine. I went over 10 minutes. Oh man, that was 10 minutes too much dopamine. That's all right. I'll be okay. You see how much different that relationship is? Oh fuck, I went over 10 minutes of my allowed time. Oh, I'm such a piece of shit or fucked up or you know what I mean? That's a bad relationship if you ask me. That's a setup for failure. I have no idea how many I did there. It was a lot. I think this flat bench press is gonna go very poorly. Yeah, man, it is. Warren Trent. Gay community. I come from an era where gay, calling things gay or people gay never meant actual gay people. I'll tell you that. I'm from a community of people, culture of people who actually, in a weird way, advocates for gay people. I'm Filipino, and we've always been accepting of gays. And then, even so, sort of, I have gay family members. And one of my siblings is gay. I don't give a fuck. It means nothing to me. But when I call something gay, that means that means something completely different than sexual orientation. I'll promise you that. And if you're not born when I was born, grew up when I grew up, you would understand. You would understand because we don't mean it in that manner. Like if you drive a Harley, hella loud Harley down the road, you're gay. You're gay. To me, you're gay. Like in my community, when I grew up, my group, my small group of friends, my high school, surrounding cities in the East Bay, that's gay. You're gay. And then it never had to do with sexual orientation. If you don't understand that, you won't understand. We don't mean it by that. The word that we appropriated to our own means. And if you don't like it, then don't like it. And it's not up to me. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I'm trying to be rude. I'm just telling you what it is. But yeah, my little sister's gay. Yeah, shit. I knew she was gay though. When she was in elementary school, I was like, oh, this girl's gay. No, you get nothing but love support from me. Best believe someone fucking fucks with her, they go and get it. They go and get it. I'll be more worried about my wife finding out. I'm off to fucking murder them. Also, my uncle is transgender actually. Auntie uncle. Back when it wasn't a thing to do in the 80s. Oh, okay. I think we're done with the legs, though. This one's a little too damn early for this. I guess I hope it's universal. I'm just saying, man, like we have to be open to other people's cultures and customs. I know that seems like a stupid thing to say talking about the word gay, but we didn't mean it that way. That's the fact. It's like we're not doing that to upset you. It's something that we did growing up that's really hard to kick. You know, even my little sister will say it because you know what? Her three older brothers all said it in the manner that we intended. We never did it to be disparaging towards gay people at all. She'll say it. She's gay. She's openly queer gay. You're like, that's gay. It's because this is the way she grew up. This is the people she surrounded herself with. And fortunately for her, she was able to open up really early in our family because, like I said, not all Filipino culture is like this, but all families are like this. At least mine from Cebu very much is. We're very opening, accepting to whatever sexual orientation you choose. Not a big deal. Not even a factor for us. We don't even see you any different. If you go to our TV networks and stuff, you watch I mean, Filipino TV, they're fucking all over the place, man. They fucking run this shit. They were doing this shit before um what was it? America does it? Chick. I think my son's waking up, dude. He's got early morning today, dude. This kid was a nightmare after the fucking zoo yesterday. Honestly, I hope my fucking son is gay sometimes. The only reason I hope he's not gay in the sense of sexual orientation, is because I want grandkids. And I know it's gonna be like a 50-50 shot who gets to have the babies. This is all very selfish of me. I understand that. But hey man, best relationships, heterosexual um relationship is like 58% likelihood of divorce. Um, I think like female to female is like 70%. And then like gay males are like way below 50%. So the odds of his happiness is a lot higher because of a strong relationship because he's gay, which is a funny statistic when you think about it. Anywho, let's get these benches done. This boy's gonna. But yeah, selfishly, and I can understand that. Selfishly, I hope he's not gay because I want grandkids, and I just know the likelihood. And that's if he can have kids too. I understand that, but I'm just hoping. And I selfishly want him to marry a Nigerian woman from Nigeria because bet, bet, bet my bloodline, my wife's bloodline, my wife's dad is a Green Bay Packer. He played for Green Bay Packer in the 70s. Number scoring quarterback at ASU. Her brother, another specimen athlete. That line plus a Nigerian like woman, that'd be crazy, dude. That'd be a crazy bloodline. If my grandkids are not athletes with that kind of blood, wow. Plus you can by then we'll probably be able to fucking gene edit their genes and shit, which I'm 100% for. All right, wasting too much time. One more. Ooh, just doing the 75s. We don't got anything left. Yeah, I did. Grant, you're 100% right. He fucking hated it. Oh my God. But I did get some cute pictures. Took him to a little Stingray booth, but she charged $5 per person, not including babies. Um, is what it is, man. Um, $40 is a ticket, by the way, if you're curious. And There's a $5 processing fee, which is fucking crazy. It's like the processing fee is what gets me. Why don't you just charge me $45 a ticket? You feel me? That's how I feel about it. Just charge me 45. Don't fucking think I'm gonna pay 40 and I have to pay $5 on top of that. That's the scammy shit. That shit that makes me feel dead inside is because like I don't mind paying $45, but tell me I'm paying $45. That's why I never tip. I fucking never tip. You see all these tattoos on me? All these I never tip my tattoo artist. I'll buy him lunch. I'll go to the liquor store or the gas station, ask what he wants, if he needs anything, order him food, all that stuff. Just be nice and shit. But if you set your prices, you own the shop, you set your prices, I'm gonna pay whatever you charge me. So if he says 300, 600, 1200, I'll pay it. I'll pay it. But don't expect me to tip because you set your own fucking prices. That's just shit gets underneath my skin, in my opinion. In my opinion. But if you're like a server and they pay you minimum wage and you expect tips, that's different. Well, that's like a social norm that we've constructed that's okay. I don't like it because I feel like I'd rather pay more for my food and ensure these people get a good living wage. And I don't, it's not a popularity contest at the end of every single bill. You know what I mean? Were they really that nice? You know what I mean? Like, hate it. I hate doing it. Hate it. And I wish I didn't have to do it. I wish people would just charge me what they needed out of me and stop expecting me to judge whether or not they were a good customer service. That's just me. That's just me. But the inner ages, yeah. No, we're the what's up, Cosmic? What's up, Rage? um, yeah, I just me when it comes to tipping, man. I get like service industry makes 100% sense because that's what the industry we constructed. But anything else, like barbers, tattoo artists, hairstylists, like my wife, hairstylist is fucking stupid expensive, which is fine, I'm not worried about the actual value or cost. The fact that you tip on top of it drives me insane because she owns her own shop, she sets her own clients, she sets her own prices. I'm like, why are you still fucking tipping? That shit. Yeah, exactly. Just charge a straight fee. Just charge me. Just tell me what it is. Just tell me what it is. Like just give me good service and charge me more. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And it's not that I'm not trying to be cheap. I just don't like the. I might give her 10 or 20%, like in that range. And then, I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple times where I didn't tip, about two or three times, and I still think about those days. I felt like, even though they were like a very poor service to me, like poor service, um, like upsetting, like upsettingly bad. And it was because there was probably shifting in people, and it's probably more than them. I was probably drunk too. So, but I think about it and be like, man, I just don't want to be one of those people that tip. And it's that whole guilt thing that I don't like. So I guess that's why I created in my mind. It's like, if we just have a flat rate, we don't have to feel bad whether or not we tip or we don't tip enough or have to rate people service. I don't know, man. Fuck, I'm just talking about bullshit right now. I should be working out. Wait, keep with 75s. I think we got 12 before. Anywho, Muscle Goop. It's not a bad name. Muscle Goop Cosmic. We're probably going to be able to do some gooping for about 20 minutes. Yeah. What's up, man? What's up, Focus? Wu Tang. I am a little guy, dude. I'm 5'6", bro. How would you want to start a fire with my hat? Why would you want to do that? Destruction of personal property. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Go ahead and find a new one. What about California? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, you're talking about the Niners? Man, Niners is trash, dude. Fucking garbage. I'll be the first one to say it, man. I'm not your quote unquote faithful fan. You either play good or you don't. And if you play good, I like you. If you don't, you can. Yeah, who gives a fuck, dude? The Bears didn't even make it, man. Come on, dude. It's the Seahawks. Seahawks is taken. I looked at the spread last night. I think it's 4.5, -4.5 for Seahawks right now. I would have took the bet if it wasn't -4.5. Maybe it was, if it was -2.5. I think I would have put 100 on the Seahawks. But then again, it was like 100 to win like $60 or some shit like that. Oos, what's up, baby? I wish I was on roids, man. Today, not ever. The only reason I don't take any performance enhancing is because I don't think my joints could keep up, dude. 22 years of beating up your body. I was working out since I was 16. I don't think my joints could handle it because when you juice, yes, you get stronger, but the point of it is the frequency and training goes up. You double your output, meaning you could do bench twice a day. And I don't think my joints can handle it. That's the reason why I don't do it. But to each their own, man. Go for it. Do juice, do whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, dude. Just understand limits. No, man. They're not. I look at it, Artie, I look at it as a mark of achievement when people say I do roids because I don't. And I'm like, I did this natty, you know, forcing myself to eat, training frequently. It's like a badge of honor when people ask me if I juice. People ask me if I do TRT, juice, HGH. And I'm like, oh, no, fortunately, I never needed to. I mean, it's not, and if you see me in person, I'm big, but I'm not like, crazy big. And I still like to fit in a nice shirt, even though I have to wear larges and shit. um, but that's the one thing they don't tell you when getting jacked. Like shopping for clothes, it's easier now. Back when I was jacked, when I was in my low teens and 20s, it was hard to buy clothes to fit, dude. It was tough. When you got a size 28 waist, and I don't know what the thickness of my thighs are, but they're fucking thick. You have to wear 32s just to get your legs to fit in them, or you're wearing some crazy cut jeans, or you're wearing women's jeans. It was a thing. I remember going into was it PacSuns or, and I basically sometimes just bought women's jeans because it just fit better. Like, because they don't tell you that like your legs just grow. And yeah, so it's a crazy thing. Do I meal plan? No, I do not. Right. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, clothes don't fit right. Miguel. I think it was Miguel the black guy. Is it? It is that black guy. That's crazy. You cooked out, bud. Do I? I've been getting that a lot more. I think it's just my eyes, got buggy eyes, maybe. I'm not sure. I never really noticed that, but I've been getting that comment quite a bit. Was there something someone said here that I wanted to respond to? Commitment, a meal plan. I don't do meal plans. So I was a macro kid before it was cool. Um, Now it became the thing, but I did macros for a long time. when you do macros for a long time, you kind of just understand what's in food a lot better. That's why I think everyone should do macros, only so because you have a better understanding of food. So I can just look at food and know how much of it I need, where I'm going to be lacking. So I just have a goal where I try to eat anywhere between 80 to 100 grams of per day, and I try to eat at minimum 100 grams of carbs, or at maximum, actually, sorry, maximum. I try to minimize my carbs as much as possible. I even tried zero carbs, but it just made my training so piss poor, so I stopped doing that. But my protein is pretty freaking high. So my protein is anywhere between 120 and 150 grams per day. I like to live in that range. And I only have the extra buffer because sometimes I'll have enough protein out of the day, but I always like to finish my day with something like a fatty meat, like a T-bone steak or some chicken thighs or something like that. So I say 120, 150. But my fat goes up quite a bit, and my carbs have been going up. Actually, that's a lot. My carbs are a lot higher than it used to be. Since now that I'm training a lot heavier and more reps, my carbs are probably closer to 140 now, just because I need that extra in the tank. Slim people look better in clothes. I will say no. I will honestly, because but then clothing is style though. Like whatever tapers you. I'm a skinny jean kind of guy, dude. I've been wearing skinny jeans since I listened to My Chemical Romance. You feel me? I've been about that life. So skinny guys and skinny jeans is disgusting. I mean, if I can't see if I can't see the swoop out of your quad out of your jeans, that's garbage. If I can't see your leg definition through your jeans, I'm not about that life. I don't like K Dot's new fucking jeans. I think they're fucking stupid. I hate bell bottoms, but it's preference, right? But the new style is like, for at least for big people, like buff people, is like skinny jeans or fitted jeans with big shirts, which is kind of something I've been wearing for a while now. Um, Eat my thighs. Oh, you wild, bro. I'm just saying, man. Aesthetically, it looks better than me. Uh, yeah, because that's why I like you project yourself onto other people, right? So for me, you can see my thighs through my jeans, and when I wear shorts, I fucking wear fucking booty shorts. I was wearing those fucking above the knee shorts before it became a fad. Now I'm like trending, which is I kind of hated it sometimes because then people like, because the reason why I switched to above the knee shorts was because of CrossFit. Because while all our training, um, when you're doing a lot of squatting motions, just like wall balls, your whenever your shorts get caught on your knees, it kind of throws you off a little bit. So we switched to like, and that's when Lulus were a huge thing. Lulu started making these fucking above the knee shorts for dudes, and then that gym attire translated to like, what do you say, like outdoor attire, like in public attire. And then so fucking what we were doing, we're hemming our shorts. We're hemming our shorts, creasing them, stitching them so that they cut above our knees because we just got more comfortable to wearing it that way. So you could argue that we kind of made that style, that fashion. But yeah, we project our style. So if your style is not to my liking, I'm going to project, because I'm projecting what I think looks good onto you. And because I don't think it looks good, then I don't think you look good. It's a very egotistical, selfish thing to do, but that we're human beings, blood. We're not perfect. All right, so my son is stirring. I probably should get some abs done. So I'm gonna do some toes to bar real quick and then chat. Move the camera to do that. You got a hammer. That's some wild shit to say on the internet, by the way. Hey jeans, I'm sweatpants and shorts guy. Hey man, that's 99% of my attire. It's the only time I go out in public. So I'm right there with you, Trent. No, hell no. My fashion is my fashion is garbage, if you ask me. It's garbage. In my opinion. In my opinion. I'm not gonna lie though, I wouldn't say I have expensive stuff. I do have like Supreme bags. I got caught up in the hype there. I do have a Louis V wallet. I have an off-white belt, and then obviously, if you guys see my streams, I got quite a bit of shoes. But that's the kind of style, you know. I was a coach for like uh coach for I want to say almost 13 because okay, so 10 years. So I was a coach 3 years before I met my wife. So 13 years. And then you gotta remember, we at the time, we had quote unquote uniforms. So the only where you could go out with shoes and you're the average of the people around you. So, my brother's a shoe head, and then all the guys I kicked it with at the gym were all shoe heads. So you become their average. So if someone has a habit you don't want to pick up, stop hanging out with them or minimize your hangout time because you'll pick up that habit. But yeah, I do like nicer things. As you get older, you stop caring so much though. That's the style right now, man. The style. I think what's his name? What's his name? Shia LaBeouf started that shit, right? I saw he was like that fucking bum look. I'm a mixture of some stuff. On my dad's side, he has apparently I don't really know my dad, but this is what from my sisters told me. My sisters, he's partially Hawaiian, his side. My grandmother was half Chinese and Filipino, so I would be a mixture. And apparently my dad's side had some Spanish in them too. So it's a mixture of that, but mostly Filipino, I would say. We did a we did one of those 23 me's a while ago. My brother did, and it came out that says we were 99% Filipino, which I don't know, man, because I'm not here to refute data because I love data, but then I was reading like I kind of don't like what it means because if we're 99% something, that means we would a product of inbreeding, from what I can understand, from what I've read. Also, it's like just rare, and then it's hard for me to believe that because if you understand the makeup of the Philippines, it's thousands of islands. We come from a different province, which is different island, different dialect. So to be like, I want to know what is below that. Like, what are the parameters below that? Like, I feel like it was a very lazy, and this was like 15 years ago. So maybe they updated it. They updated it since then. But yeah, it's just hard for me to believe that because to have people grow up in different islands from have all the same genes, that makes no fucking sense to me. Makes no fucking sense to me. That makes no sense to me. Plus, if you look at my brother and you look at my sisters, from our dad's side, we all Like my eldest brother Edward, he looks fucking Samoan. Like he looks, I'm like, you look at him, and he's just like, yeah, you wouldn't think he's Filipino. That's for damn sure. You would not think that. So it doesn't make sense to me. So who knows? It doesn't really matter. Appreciate it. No, no worries. For sure. My dad was you see my dad now, he still looks, yeah. Or we could just be Filipinos who look Hawaiian. I don't know. Fuck it. That doesn't really matter. We all got the size though. We all got that stockiness from him. So that's for sure. We were a lot like if you look at all my cousins from my mom's side, they all look super Asian. One of them looks fucking Korean. Um, Oos. We definitely look the least Filipino out of all of us for sure, especially with our hair too, because we have that coarse hair. Especially my brother, his hair is like the Polynesian style hair. It's like that very coarse, almost like almost like pig's hair or some shit like that. Hey, but if we go to the island though, we're oos for sure. We're for sure oos. I remember I was there a couple of years ago, and yeah, everyone thinks that. Me, I'm 5'6", dude. I'm a short motherfucker. My wife's 5'9". She's 5'10". She says she's 5'9". She's 5'9" and 7/8. Oh, my slide. No, hell no, bro. I train in slides, dude. I can snatch and clean and jerk in slides because it's good. I like working out with slides, and I think they're super slept on just because you get a good feel of the ground. It's like almost barefoot in slides. No, I've always liked bigger women. I don't know. Had a thing for it. A preference. I used to date. Actually, pretty much every girl I dated prior to my wife, my height or shorter. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There was one girl, this one Latin chick. There's two Latin chicks that were older than me. Actually, now I think about it. Like I said, that was my preference. That's why I married her. Um, 6'4", 389, bro. Big fat mush, dude. Hey, man, as long as you're happy, man, you're happy, man. Don't pretend that you're happy. You know, I'm a firm believer that the price of existence is suffering, and it's our goal as people to mini- minimize the suffering in any way we can without diminishing the quality and length of our existence. So that's all I'll say about your current position in life. As long as hey, if you're as long as you're okay with minimizing the length of your existence and diminishing the quality of it, then that's on you, man. That's all I'll say about that. Um, you say it's easy to hide feelings, Trent. You think you're good at it, but you're not. People close to you can tell. They always can tell. They always know. And then if they don't know, it's probably because you distance yourself too far from them so they couldn't even see. That's what like sad people do. They hide it behind smiles and they distance as much as they can. That's what we do. Being a person who grew up very lonely, you do that. You get really good at pretending. You get really good at distancing. They're huge things that you do subconsciously to protect yourself, and you could develop these depressions or whatever, loneliness, or whatever you want to call it. You create, you can, however way you got it, mechanisms are pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Faking, distancing, faking, distancing. That's it. So if you find yourself you're doing that, then it's best to find ways to not do that. Yeah, very much. Hey, man. Uh, like I said, man, I said this the last stream. I love to drink. I love drinking. I understand very well drinking is poison. I'm gonna drink till the day I die. There ain't nothing better than some ham, some heme. We get some heme on the rocks, just a splash of water in there. Phew. I drink that shit all day, every day. I'm gonna have one tonight. That's for damn sure. Um, so it's just like a fine line, quality of life and length of existence. You gotta find that balance. So I eat well, train hard, I sleep well. Honestly, I think sleeping is key. I think good sleeping patterns is key for everybody. Um, but I'm not a fool to say that I know that drinking is definitely prohibiting my longevity. Definitely, without a doubt. That riding motorcycles, dirt bikes. I ride dirt bikes and e-bikes. And when I say my e-bike is not a typical e-bike. It's a dual motorbike. It doesn't go very fast, about 31 miles an hour, but it can get to 31 miles an hour in like 2.5 seconds. It's fucking quick. It's scary quick. Um, faster. It's faster than my dirt bike that goes 55 line. It burns it. And I got a go kart too. I love fucking too. I love doing these things. That's what I'm saying. It's like a measurement. You got to understand that things you're doing are could potential diminish your e- length of your existence. But if those things increase your quality of life, then you gotta, like a little bit of heme, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Remember, suffering is the price of existence. So you gotta find ways to tame that beast that is suffering, because that's the price you pay to be alive. My throat, it's the Filipino. If you look at the Filipino flag, the sun. I forget what it's called. There's a name for it. I keep forgetting the name. What kind of drink do you drink? Didn't catch that. So I drink Hennessy. I drink Jack Daniels. I love drinking wine. I used to be huge in IPAs. I don't drink IPAs anymore. I'll drink Coronas, light beer. I like light beers now. I don't know why. My palate completely did a 180 and went from nothing but doubles and triples and IPAs, and now I only drink light beers. Like I drink Corona Light. I drank one like yesterday after the fucking zoo. Um, maybe I don't know. I just your things change, but wine, red wine for sure. I love a good margarita, spicy margarita all day, baby. You wake me up. You have a spicy margarita next to me when I wake up. It's gonna be a happy day. I love drinking, but I also have a bad relationship with drinking. I'll take you guys on the story and I'll let go because I really gotta get my son out of. He is fully awake now. Um, but I'm a very emotional person, and I don't want to. It's a lot to do because my dad left me when I was a kid. Um, so I basically grew up very lonely, and I was just very emotional. But like Trent was saying, you get really good at fighting that and protecting that, and you get really, really good at it. But when you drink, you don't. You're not good at it. You're 100% not good at it, and you will fail miserably at holding that beast back. And unfortunately, I can say for since I was 14 all the way to I would say 31. Oh no, not 31, 34. I had a really hard problem with that. Hard problem. I quit drinking for a long time because I could not handle it. For the longest time, I couldn't understand why I could be the happiest person in the world, honest drunkard to be around. We always had a good time, but then one out of 10 times, you know, I would go do something fucking stupid, or I would get in a fight with my wife, I would do this and I would do that. And I couldn't figure it out for a very, very long time. And so I quit drinking because I was like, well, I can't do this anymore because I'm pushing the people I care about around me too far. It's not like they told me to stop drinking. My wife had told me to limit my drinking, but she never told me to stop drinking. I chose it myself. But long story short, I figured out, oh, it's because I'm super emotional. And in general, when I drink, I can't control my emotions. And that's why I go into tirades when I drink. So the rule for me is not controlling my emotionality, it's just to never get drunk. So I will have one, two, maybe three drinks now. And the moment I start feeling, you know, a little bit past tipsy, and if you're a drinker, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. You feel it. You're like, oh, I'm feeling good. The moment I feel like I keep wanting to drinking, I stop, and that's it for me for the day. And I had to put that limit on myself because I knew if I passed that line, the likelihood of me being able to control my feelings diminishes greatly. So that's what I do. I didn't stop drinking. I learned why drinking was bad for me. And I think Jordan Peterson said it that made sense to me the most. He was like, he says, why do you like, he asked yourself these questions. Why do you like to drink? And how much do you know when you have, how much, how do you know when you had too much to drink? And third is like, how are you going to stop yourself from drinking that much? Those three things taught me exactly how to handle my issues with drinking. I didn't fix the whole emotional thing. That's something I'm slowly working on as I grow older. I'm very less emotional now, sober, way less. But again, when you're drinking, that shit goes out the window, like goes out the window. So I still get fucked up. But when I get fucked up, I'm with the boys. My wife is nowhere near me. So, we're not gonna get into that argument. So if I do get fucked up, which I still have, like I was up there in outside lines in San Francisco last year, we got wasted 2 days straight. I mean, I was so hungover. That flight back was miserable. It was miserable. But I didn't get into a big fight. My homies know how to take care of me. I don't get super emotional with my homies, and if I do, they understand. You know what I mean? They're not. They we just have a good relationship like that. But my wife, it's hard for her to see me like that, so I don't do that in front of her, and she understands that. We both have a good understanding of that. And yeah, we're going to the Suns game, I think on Thursday, and we're gonna have a couple drinks. I'm not gonna get drunk, that's for damn sure. Um, I'm very cognitive of that. So yeah. Anywho, let's go have a beer. Hell yeah, bro. Will keep you warm. Rose throat will keep you warm. How many years did you stay sober? I did a year and a half sober. Um, I could have gone further. I could quit drinking now, but like I said earlier, I just like it, man. It's fun. Hey, there ain't nothing. There ain't nothing better than being in your backyard, cooking two big ass T-bone steaks, drinking some Hennessy, bro. I'm gonna tell you that. That's life. That's living, man. That's quality of life right there. Quality of life. Like like I understand. I understand it's poison. I'm okay with it. I'm of the mind that not of whether food is good or bad. I'm a macros guy. That's all I gotta say. So I don't really care where it comes from. I just care about how many calories are in it, what the ratio of fats, proteins, and carbs are. Can you make more bodybuilding content, gym workouts, meals? Are you class of oh 08, oh 05, class of oh 05? Um, yeah, I could. I used to, but I just like to. To be fair, I'm I like to make content of what I'm interested in the moment. Like if you look at my last videos, they're all a lot of them are all Steam Decks. I was interested in that, and you'll see that it tapered off because I just wasn't interested in it. Um, so I will maybe. I won't make any promises. I do enjoy these live stream workouts. So for the foreseeable future, I'll probably do more of these before I make any long form content video. Only because I don't understand the structure. I don't want to make the structure. Also, I think meal plans, workout routines are they're pretty generic, man. Like you can ask ChatGPT and they can do all that stuff for you. You don't need me telling you what to do. Yeah, I'd actually, you're better off coming up with your own questions, joining a live stream, and then asking me in a live stream my opinion on these takes. I will tell you this, sir. Have you applied them in your routines and your lifestyle? How did you feel about them in your lifestyle? You don't like him. Okay, well, maybe try something different. Maybe you could try this. That's a better thing than what you're asking for, in my opinion. What's up, is that Muscles? Muscles 31? What's up? Anywho, I gotta get my son out of bed. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Um, thanks for letting me open up to you guys a little bit. So quick takeaway. Like when I was coaching, I would coach classes. I always did this at the end of every class. I would do takeaways and things that people should notice or remember. The way they kind of keep it in their mind before the next class. Training muscles, lengthening muscles under load. So, meaning full range of motion under load is the best way to stretch, in my opinion, and it keeps your joints healthier, your muscles healthier. It'll grow your muscles larger, maybe a little bit slower, but it's worth it for your joint health. Um, when I say the word gay, I don't mean literal sexual orientation. I'm from an era where we just use gay to call things that we don't like. Has nothing to do with gay people. Nothing to do with gay people. Um, thirdly, understand your poison, what it's getting for you. Um, what else do we got? What else did we fucking talk about this morning? Macros over everything. So who cares? I don't believe in healthy or bad food or junk food. I just believe in calories in, calories out. And your macros are the most important thing to me. So I don't care if it's chicken nuggets you're getting your chicken from, as long as you're not getting too much fat from it to push you over your caloric intake, then you're in my opinion, you're fine. I wouldn't be worried about the sugars so much. It's just not to me. It's you're focused on 10% of a problem, and you're not focused on the whole problem in general, which is over it's over caloric consumption. That's what it is. And what else we talk about? Also, if you like drinking, but drinking is a bad habit for you, maybe it pushes people around you. Maybe figure out, can you not drink? How do you know when you have too much to drink? And what was the other one? See, I already forgot. We talked about a lot of things. Um, just know your limits, man. You got to figure out, and you're going to make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. And if you're one of those people who very close, like if you're quote unquote depressed person, I don't even know what that means anymore. In my opinion, if you find yourself pretending and distancing yourself from other people, you got to start looking inward and try to figure out exactly why you're doing those things. And if you have moments in the past that like bring up feelings, like you want to, I hate using the word PTSD also, that brings up PTSD. Um, you should bring up those feelings more often, and you should really sit in them for a while, because if you sit in those feelings long enough, you'll figure out why you feel that way, and you'll figure out ways to cope with that. And remember, coping with this, the price of existence is suffering, But if your coping mechanisms for suffering diminishes your longevity and quality of life, be mindful that you're doing that. You know, if you're using substances, people, buying shit, spending money, things like that to cope with your suffering, you have to understand that that's diminishing your, your quality of your existence and the longevity. So you always got to keep that in mind. It's like it's a scale, it's a scale. But anywho, I'm out, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll get this boy out of bed. Maybe some Arc Raiders later. Who knows?